we had a class in which we asked all the devotees how to heal ISKCON. And I asked them, well, list the ailments, and then we can talk about healing. So everyone listed the ailments. And then I want to share with you our conclusions. So when I looked at everything everyone was saying, there was one main theme, which was relationships. And there was another theme, which is we all contribute to ISKCON to make it better or to make it worse. So the other theme that came out was responsibility. Our association affects others. If we all become more Krishna conscious, we have a more Krishna conscious society. So I gave the example, it's like a team. Everyone on the team has to play. If one player is not giving himself fully, then the whole team will suffer. In the same way, every devotee who's not giving themselves or setting a good example affects the community. Every devotee who's setting a good example also affects the community. In the history of ISKCON, we've seen that when respected devotees had difficulty, a lot of other devotees would lose faith. When good devotees became better devotees and better devotees, that would give faith. So the idea was that our behavior, our words, our example has an effect. Even if you think you're a nobody and nobody notices you, you are being noticed. Your association does have an effect. So being a member of a community, being a member of a temple, bears with it a responsibility to act as far as possible in the most Krishna conscious way we can. And then the discussion went to where I think you would imagine it would go. It was going to the abuse of leadership, taking advantage of our position. And then we talked about something which we call using Prabhupada's words as weapons of abuse. We use Prabhupada's words, but we use them to exploit or to minimize or in some way take advantage of another devotee. And then I made the point that whenever you use Prabhupada's words, you really want to look at the result, because if the result is that devotees are being discouraged, devotees are being hurt, shamed, criticized, then we can understand we haven't understood what Prabhupada is teaching us, because certainly Prabhupada is not teaching us to neglect, to minimize, to abuse. There's a beautiful letter in which a devotee who had a 1-year-old son wanted to leave his wife. No real reason other than he wanted to take sannyas. And Prabhupada said, go to the verse in Bhagavad Gita where it says that a devotee doesn't put anyone into trouble. So didn't you consider by leaving your wife, you would put her into trouble? So anything that puts another person into trouble, minimizes, abuses, takes advantage of, or we think we have a right to not control ourselves, to become angry or impatient, etc. That does not represent what Prabhupada teaches. And that's one way we understand if we've understood his teaching. If it comes out that way, no, we've misunderstood. And a lot of times it does come out that way. We may not even be conscious of it. So the discussion went to the importance of leadership, setting a good example. And then the last thing we talked about was being human. That is sometimes in our attempt to be spiritual, to be renounced, to show others that we're good devotees, we lose touch with our human nature. When we say human, meaning being real, being open, being honest, compassionate, kind, understanding, being able to listen, and so forth, rather than trying to push somebody down because you think they're wrong, or not being able to appreciate their point of view because you just don't agree with it. So this was a basic summary of how we think, or how these devotees thought ISKCON could be healed. And the final conclusion was that whatever we felt ISKCON needs to do to heal, we have to do it ourselves. Because if we just expect others to do it, nothing's going to happen. So we were looking at these items and we were saying, someday if you stay long enough in ISKCON, you'll be a leader. People will look up to you. Your example will have a lot of influence on people. So when you see something you don't like, make a note that I don't want to be an example of that, because I can see how it affects me. I can see how it ill affects other devotees. So as I become more prominent or more recognized or an older devotee, just by staying in ISKCON, you become an older devotee. I want to make a note to try to be the kind of example to others that I would like the older devotees to be to me now. So I hope that helps you. Hare Krishna.